And we are live. What is up, everybody? I know it said it was supposed to start at 6:15, but we're starting right now. Because I have no real reason to wait. I was actually editing that video. I hope you guys seen that already. I posted a video about Grant and the Pistons, keeping him past this trade deadline. But we have a lot to talk about. Let me actually move my screen over so we can pull up some anything basically. So what do you guys think, man? The Pistons, we decided to bring in Marvin Bagley, and we decided to keep Jeremy Grant. Why is Kyrie Irving in the Pistons jersey right there? That don't make no sense. But yep, let's get it. What's up, Marvin Tolbert? What's up, Tony Porter? What's up, my guy? But yeah, man, let's go to news and let's see what everybody is talking about. Okay, blah blah blah. The Detroit Free Press. Let's see. Right, a local sports service for us. Let me close this. Okay, the Detroit Pistons helped kick off the final NBA. Of course, I got to stutter as soon as I start speaking on live stream. Uh, the final day of the NBA trade season with their participation in a reported 14 trade on Thursday. The Kings, Bucks, Clippers are all in the deal too, in which the Pistons parted ways with Josh Jackson, Trey Lyles, and 2 second-round picks, and are welcoming in power forward slash center Marvin Bagley the third. Okay, let's see. Do they have like any opinions on this though? Um, Omar Pistons trade for Grant's high upside. Um, the 6'11", 235 pounder was the second overall pick. Okay, any opinions though? I guess not. I guess not. How I feel about this, about the Bagley deal. As I said in my video, I'm just excited, man. I can't wait to see him in a Pistons jersey. As soon as we got Bol, there was a lot of hype around him, but getting Bagley, I'm having that same feeling as I did when we first, got Bol. I can't wait to see him play. And then as far as what we gave up, Josh Jackson, Trey Lyles, respect to both of those guys, but they weren't necessarily long-term plans for the Pistons in the future. Josh Jackson, he could have been a long-term plan, but because of his lack in talent and play this season, he got passed up by Hamidou Diallo. So it's not much you could really, say to for Josh Jackson. So it's unfortunate that he got traded on his birthday, but it is what it is, man. Yo, what's up, John Bradshaw? So does this mean Beef Stew going to the bench? Question mark. No, I don't think so. Let me pull it back up and let's go to the Pistons roster. Okay. Detroit Pistons. We actually have a game today. I think we're playing I guess it just showed the Grizzlies. But let's see. Okay, this is the roster, right? So we have Corey Joseph currently at the starting point guard position. I'm trying to think. Okay. What could we do now with Bagley? Because Bagley, he wasn't a starter on the what's this called? The Sacramento Kings. And I don't necessarily see him being a starter now with the Pistons. I mean, Kelly Olynyk, honestly, I think he may be fighting with him for minutes because those two guys are probably in a similar category right now. Let me, oh dang, look at Josh Jackson right here. That's tough, bro. That's tough. But to answer your question, let me pull that back up on the screen. So does this mean Beef Stew going to the bench? I don't think so. I think it's going to take a little bit of time before they start Marvin Bagley. Do you think Bagley will start? No, for at least the first few games once he gets here, they're gonna put him on the bench. They're gonna test him out, see how he plays in the first few games, see how his mobility and things are going, because he actually hasn't played for the Sacramento Kings in a pretty long time. So they're gonna try him out in a few games, and then if he plays at a high level, then maybe they would consider the starting role. But as of right now, I just don't see it. I think that they're gonna bench him once he first comes to the Pistons. Bagley is a part of the future. Yeah, definitely, man. Let me pull the team back up. The players. I mean, look at the future of this team. Cade Cunningham, Sadiq Bey, Hamidou Diallo, now Marvin Bagley. I mean, it's looking bright, man. And then if he can get Saban Lee, he's in the G League right now. Well, technically, he just got called back up to the main roster. Him and Luka Garza. So if he could continue to drive guys like that in the second round, and if some of them can pan out, if some of them can develop to a level where their backups at least. Saban Lee, I would love for him to become a backup on the Pistons main roster one day. If we can do that, then we're gonna be solid, man. Man, and my dog is just barking right now. I don't know what's gotten into him. Do you prefer Bagley or Bol Bol? Hmm, that's a good question. Well, between the two, I would say that I think we could all agree that Bol probably has more potential, no doubt. Thinking about Bol if he ever gets to his peak, which is a big if right now with his health concerns. But if Bol ever got to his peak, then yes, I believe that Bol would have been the best player. But that's still a big if he ever gets to that level. And then just thinking about it realistically in the current situations that they're on right now, Bol just got traded again. Now he's on the Orlando Magic, and with the position that Bagley's in right now, at this current point in time, I guess I would say that I prefer Bagley. Bagley won't start because there is a contract barrier for him. If he starts, weed. If he starts weed, his qualifying offer sheet goes up. If he comes off the bench, it goes. It g- it goes. Does I know I'm not tripping when I'm reading this. It goes. I think he meant down to like 7 mil from 10 mil. Okay, well that's a possibility, but still, I mean they could be trying to save money, but at the end of the day, it's about development with this Pistons team right now. So I don't know if I necessarily agree with your point there, Marvin. Um, they're not going to start Bagley due to a contract. I agree. If When I'm looking at it realistically, I'm thinking that Bagley's going to come off the bench when he first gets here. I see Bagley getting Lyles minutes. Let's go to Trey Lyles then, since you mentioned him. Um, Let me see. My dog is still barking. That is crazy. Trey Lyles. Trey Lyles. Okay, and actually, give me like 2 seconds. I'm about to see if I. And just like that, magic happens and my dog is done barking. Okay. You said you think he's going to get Trey Lyles minutes. So 18, 17, 16. Oops, let me get this off the screen. So Trey, he's been averaging this season 19 minutes per game. So with that, let's look at Marvin Bagley because I know he wasn't getting no playing time on the Sacramento Kings. Actually, he hasn't played in the past few games for them. Like, look at this, man. They were just Sacramento, man. I said it in my video. Them as an organization, like I like them because of the whole journey that they went through with the LA Lakers in the early 2000s. I still like the Sacramento Kings, but their management, man, like, oh my gosh, how do you waste Marvin Bagley like this, man? And then trading Tyrese Halliburton to try to make the playoffs so that you could get swept in the first round. Like, it makes no sense to me, man. But let's look at the averages. So on Sacramento, he was averaging 21 minutes per game in the games that he did play, the few that he did play. And let's go back to Lyles. Lyles is at 19. Bagley was at 21. So yeah, you're definitely right when you say that you see Bagley getting Lyles minutes. That's definitely gonna happen. Bobo got traded again to Orlando for a second round pick. Yeah, I saw that this morning, man. While I was in the middle of actually filming that video, out of nowhere, Bobo got traded again, man. So that's crazy. The Pistons really did, dodge a bullet. And again, shout out to the medical staff for recognizing that issue. Because if it wasn't for that, the Pistons would have brought him in here, and then he would have been out for I think 6 to 8 weeks. That's what he's currently out for right now. And who knows what other long-term health concerns are going to be coming up with Bol. So I'm wishing him the best. I do believe that he has a lot of skill to his game. If he ever reaches his fullest potential, he can be really solid in the NBA. But right now, man, it is a tough time for Bol. Honestly, it's kind of starting to feel like how Sekou got bounced around. After the Pistons let him go, then he bounced to this team, to that team. Like, dang, man. Oh wait, let me go back to that comment. Hoping, excuse me. Um, Hoping we do a test run with him at the power forward position and K. Bay, Grant, Bagley, Stu. With that lineup, we would have Diallo off the bench. We would have Kelly Olynyk and Killian Hayes off the bench. That would be looking really nice, man. So yeah, definitely they do need to test that lineup out eventually. But once he first gets here, he's gonna take a little bit of time to get his foot under him because I just showed you guys he did not play basketball in Sacramento recently. Let me pull it back up. Marvin Bagley. Um, Let me see. How many games? One, two, three, four, five, six straight games missed from Marvin Bagley. So yeah, definitely once he comes here, he ain't gonna be starting right away. What about Livers and Garza? Do you see a future for them? I actually planned on making a G League video today, but with all of this trade deadline news, I had to cover that. But as far as those two guys, let me start with Isaiah Livers. Do I see them having a future on the team? So, what I always say with second round picks is you would hope that they would pan out, but when you look at the history of the NBA, they typically never really do. And actually, let's go back. Marvin Bagley, he was taken in 2018, right? Let's go look up the 2018 NBA draft. Okay, let's look at this. So I can show you guys like how typically second rounders never really pan out. Okay, all the way down. Okay, Kostas, George King, Thomas Welsh, Kevin Harvey. Like, look at all of these second round guys from a few years ago. Like Kyrie Thomas. Typically, most of these guys don't pan out. You have your few outliers like Mitchell Robinson right there, Devontae Graham right there. You have a few guys who pan out when you take them from the second round, but for the most part, second round guys are just like the rest of these dudes. Jared Vanderbilt, I don't even know how to pronounce this name. Oh, look, Diallo's right there. But Vincent Edwards, Devon Hall, Ray Spalding, like most of these guys taken in the second round, they never really panned out. So when it comes to Luca and Livers, their likelihood for the simple fact of them being taken in the second round, the odds are against them. So um I don't know, man. I want them to succeed, but especially with Livers, his injury thing, like he hasn't been able to play basketball for like a year. It's gonna probably be like 2 years if he doesn't get back soon, man. So Livers is not looking too good for him. And then Garza, he just got called back up to the main roster, but is he gonna get playing time or are they just gonna send him back on the bench? And I don't really see a purpose for the Pistons doing that. So I don't know, man. I want them to succeed, but I don't know what their long-term futures are here in Detroit. Joe, I haven't been able to find out his cap hit next year. Do you know how much he's going to cost us next year? You're talking about Marvin Bagley. Let's look it up then, since you said that. Marvin Bagley contract. Bagley, third contracts. All right, let's go to it. Uh get this off my screen. Okay, it says this is the qualifying offer, right? So this means that we're gonna have to, depending on if we want to pay him or not, we would have to give him $14.7 million. So yeah, it depends on what he does in the second half of the season, but that's not too much for Marvin Bagley, honestly. Best part of this recap: Corey Joseph stays a Piston. Hold up, but let me get back to this before I get to Corey Joseph. Um, when it comes to let me put it back up for you guys. Marvin Bagley and his contract. I know that in the years that he's played in the Sacramento Kings, he's had injuries, and then also even when he does play, it's not like he gets many minutes all the times on the Sacramento Kings, and they don't feature him often in the rotation. It's mainly the De'Aaron Fox show. So, with Bagley, man, what the heck is? Sorry, something just popped up on my screen. What the heck is that? Where was I? All right, talking about the contract of Bagley, and he hasn't proven much on the Sacramento Kings, but still we have to see what he does for the remainder of the season on the Pistons. If he could play well, if he could give us like let's say 12, let's say 14 points, around 7, 8 rebounds, then I would say why not, give him the qualifying offer. Now that may be a stretch because he hasn't done that so far in his career. Let's actually look at the stats because I don't know what his specific numbers are. Um, let's see, what has he averaged on Sacramento? So he has averaged 14 points. Okay. So yeah, he has been able to get 14 and 7. So dang, look at that. 13 games though. That's crazy. But if he could play for the rest of the season and give us 14 and 7 again on 50% field goal percentage, 34% from the 3-point line, if he can do that, then yeah, pay that man and give him the qualifying offer. Best part, oh yeah, the Corey Joseph stays a Piston. And I'm curious to see what they do with Corey Joseph, Killian Hayes, and Kay Cunningham, and how they manage this whole point guard situation. Why did they trade Joshy? He is from the D. Yeah, I mean Josh Jackson, love him, especially with them being a Detroit guy. Excuse me. And actually, from all the interviews that I've seen, he does seem like a pretty chill, laid back type of dude. But the NBA is a business. Hard moves had to be made. And we even did this on his birthday. So that's just showing you how much of a cold-blooded business this is in the NBA. So it's unfortunate from him, but I'm wishing him the best over there in Sacramento. And we're gonna see what he does come this season because they're trying to make a playoff push right now. They got Sabonis over there. They just got Jackson. They just got Lyles. I mean, they're gonna try to make the playoffs. So we're gonna see what they do in Sacramento, man. I wanted us to try and trade for DJ Augustine as our backup point guard for maybe Corey Joseph and a protected second rounder. I mean, DJ Augustine for Corey Joseph. Why? That just feels like you're making a move for the sake of just making a move. I don't really see a necessity for someone like DJ Augustine right now. When this Pistons team, I mean, we're not going to win many games even if we bring him here. And for the rest of the season, we're going to continue to tank until we get a top pick in the draft. So, adding DJ Augustine, I don't really know what benefit that would have added to this Pistons team. Great trade deadline for us. Go Pistons. Yeah, this was a really good deadline. We didn't force a Jeremy Grant trade. We didn't listen to the LA Lakers and, they give us Taylor Horton Tucker, give us Kendrick Nunn in second round picks, and we give them Grant. No, we shut the phone. We didn't listen to any of the nonsense, and we kept Grant. And then as far as Bagley goes, I spoke about this already. It was a very good trade for us. And let me check the comments so far on my video. 55. Okay. I was just checking that. Let me get back to this though. If Bagley plays well and starts next year, do you think he'll take Diallo or Stewart's spot? K, Big, Grant are locks. Okay, let me sure my echo not on. Okay, so as far as your question, Diallo spot or Stewart spot, if he continues to play well next year, then yeah, it would probably be Isaiah Stewart between the two of those guys. He would probably take Stewart's spot and have Stewart and Killian Hayes be the dynamic duo, I guess, the lob threats off the bench, even though Stewart ain't really a lob threat. um, 2 seconds, and they will be the least favorable. Okay. When do you think he is going to come back, and when do you think Bagley will make his debut? I don't really have an answer to the two questions that you have because K, I mean, I don't know what the medical staff is saying right now because every single night I look at my notification and it says, "Oh, K Cunningham doubtful. Oh, now he's out. He's not playing. Okay, Cunningham questionable. Oh, he's out. He's not playing." So, I don't know when Kate is gonna come back. They may just wait all the way until the NBA All Star break comes to sit Kate Cunningham. So I don't know when he's coming back. And then as far as Bagley, when he's gonna make his debut, I mean, he's not even in Michigan right now. So actually, let's look at our schedule. Pistons, right? And as Pistons, let's look at our schedule. So we got back-to-back games. Let me see. Grizzlies, Hornets tomorrow. So he's not gonna play in these two games. That's like a lock. He will probably play in this Monday game because it is currently Thursday and Monday. Yeah, by then against the Washington Wizards, are we at home in this game too? Oh yeah, it's gonna be cool to see Marvin Bagley's debut at home. So out of all the games, I would probably assume it's gonna be that one. Um, I heard that we had a crack at Porzingis, but I can't blame Troy for not wanting to touch him. That contract is, I guess your comment got cut off, but I didn't hear about that. On the Pistons in talks with trading the Mavericks or Kristaps Porzingis. Let's see if that's anywhere here on the news page. Let me go back. News, Porzingis, DiVincenzo. Um, hmm. Sadiq Bey, no. So yeah, I don't see anything here about Marvin Bagley. I mean, not Marvin Bagley, about Kristaps Porzingis. But if what you're saying is true, I'm happy as well that we decided not to go after him. Porzingis, he's not the type of big that I want in this team. And then another guy as well that people were talking about when they were looking at the Portland Trailblazers, Anthony. A lot of people wanted Anthony. I'm fine with him, but they also wanted to include Nurkic in the deal, and I am not a fan of Nurkic at all. I don't like the way that he plays the game of basketball. He has injury issues as well. So Porzingis and Nurkic, those guys, not really particularly fans of them being members of the Detroit Pistons. Did you see the Jalen Smith trade to the Pacers? And do you think we could have went that route for cheaper instead of getting Bagley? I saw he got traded, but I didn't see what he got traded for. So let's actually look that up right now. Jalen Smith trade. Let's see what he got traded for. Um, Pacers trade Torrey Craig to Suns. Get this off my screen. Pacers trade Torrey Craig to Suns for Jalen Smith and the second. Wow, that's literally all it took. That's crazy, man. That's basically nothing. I mean, it's nothing basically. It's like I think that's like Josh Jackson in the second round pick, honestly, for Jalen Smith. That's crazy, man. Why did we offer Rodney Magruder to the Suns? That's probably why they didn't want to deal with us. We're like, dang, man, that's crazy. Wow. Torrey Craig in the second round pick. That's wild, man. That is wild. I think that he is going to come off the bench for the remainder. He was a starter clause in his rookie scale contract that states he gets a salary kicker if he starts a certain amount of games. This trade is going to help Killian off the bench a lot. He now has a legitimate running partner in the pick and roll and somebody to throw that lob to. Absolutely, man. Marvin Bagley is definitely a lob threat for Killian Hayes to throw the ball to. Let's get it. What's up, Justin Anderson? My starting five is Joe Polo, Rob Beard, James Edwards III, Detroit Drew, and Everything King. It's funny that you put me at the point guard position because actually, when I did play basketball, I played the shooting guard position. And the main reason for that is because, when I played on a basketball team, I wasn't a good dribbler. I couldn't handle the ball too well. So they gave another guy who was a friend of mine the point guard spot. So it's kind of funny that you put me there in a point guard role. Keep dropping content and doing your thing. Thank you for the $5 donation, Dre Chili. Appreciate that, bro. You got, I bought this brand new microphone and this, all thanks to the support that y'all be giving me on my live streams and my videos, subbing to my channel. So I really do appreciate that, man. And eventually I'll get an even better mic one day, It was a super chat. Yeah. I'm way behind you guys in the chat, so don't worry about that. Joe Polo 10 is live. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. We got 80 people in here right now. Thank you all, the Pistons fans out there. Pistons are your 7,000 NBA champions. Okay. What's up, Joe Polo 10? What's up, Alan, my guy? We got an open roster spot. What should we do with it? Wait, you said we have an open roster spot, but we just called up Saban Lee and Luka Garza. So does that factor into that as well, or do we still have an open roster spot even with us bringing up those two guys? Who do you want them to fill that empty roster spot with? So yeah, answer that question for me, guys, in the chat. Does that mean that we actually have another person that we could pick up, or because of Garza and Lee coming up, we won't be able to sign anyone else? Move Garza up full time. They brought him up today. They brought him and Saban Lee back up today. P to the O to the L to the O Polo. Thank you, man. You got $5 from someone in the chat. Yeah, I see it now. Definitely. Thank you again, Dre Chili. Sorry for taking so long to read it, but I'm way behind in the chat because I stream on a different platform than YouTube. I can see the Blazers biting on Grant this summer for one of their lottery picks. Also, imagine if we get Sekou coming back with spot 15. I don't want to see Sekou back on this team, man. It was fun while it lasted. He had a few moments here and there, but for the most part, it was time for Sekou and the Pistons to part ways. So I'm not really interested in bringing him back. How's Sekou doing in LA? The better question is, what's his name? Andre Drummond right now. That's the former Pistons we need to talk about. He's on the Brooklyn Nets now, and it's crazy. The Brooklyn Nets. They have Blake Griffin, they have Andre Drummond, and Bruce Brown. Man, imagine if that team wins a championship that year. This year, like that'll be crazy. All former Pistons players. Can we resign Grant right now, or do we have to wait until the offseason? I believe that we could do it right now if we wanted to. Maybe there's some contract thing in the NBA that I don't know about, but I think that we can make it right now. I mean, sign him right now if we wanted to. Ugh. K is going to come back after the All-Star break. Bagley probably after tonight's game. Yeah. So Bagley, he's probably gonna come on the game against Washington on Monday, and then K after the All-Star break. That's definitely gonna happen. Completely agree with you. K will not play tonight. Yeah, he's not playing. He's not playing. I love hearing Marvin. Wait, I love hearing Marvin in home game in Detroit. Yeah, it's gonna be the first game for Marvin. It's gonna be here in Detroit, man. It's gonna be crazy. I guess Bagley was the big drop on Ashton predicted post for February 11th. I don't know, man, because I think he was talking about the Pistons going up against the um Charlotte Hornets, and he wanted the Pistons fans to, chant for Marvin, not Marvin, to chant for what's his name? Why am I forgetting about him? Miles Bridges. That's the guy. He wanted Pistons fans to chant for Miles Bridges on February 11th. What up, Joe? We getting Chet now or what? Yeah, that's something else that I haven't really thought about yet. Now with getting Marvin Bagley, how much does this affect the draft? And also keeping Jeremy Grant, how much does this affect the draft as well? Because Paolo, he's a power forward. Jabari Smith, he's a power forward, and then Chet. Some people say in the NBA he's gonna have to play the power forward position because he'll be too weak to play the center position. So this is definitely gonna impact the draft, and it's gonna be interesting to watch. I don't necessarily I can't say if we're gonna get Chet right now, as you said in the chat, but I'm gonna follow this, man. Definitely. Yo, I'm a huge Pistons fan. Love your channel. I appreciate that, Detroit Locks 2K official. Thank you for that, man. Um, what up, Joe? Love the content and love that you post so often. Yeah, I try to post, at least 2 times a day, or at least that's what I try to get to. But when I'm in school, I can't really drop videos like that. So I try to get content out as much as I can, but sometimes it's harder than others. But what's up, Jeremiah Johnson, PJ Dozer? Any more Pistons trades? No, I don't. No, it's the trade deadline was passed at 3. No, I think it was 4 o'clock when the trade deadline ended, so we won't have any more trades today. What would you think about trying and sign a trade for Miles Bridges, Grant to Charlotte, then Bay can be the 4 going forward? So you're basically saying a sign trade with Bagley. I mean, why do I keep saying Bagley? Bridges and Grant. Um, hmm. Yeah, I would think so, but the problem with that is that Charlotte would say no. Where does Charlotte benefit in that? They don't. They lose a power forward of the future, a high flyer, a man who LaMelo Ball loves, a scorer, a leading scorer actually for the Charlotte Hornets on multiple nights. I mean, I don't really see how they benefit in that deal. So I think they would say no. The only way that they would accept that is if we offered them picks, well, second round picks and future first round picks, and I don't see the Pistons doing that because then that's when the Pistons end up, starting to take an L in that deal. So when it comes to Miles Bridges and a signing trade, I mean, if you could find a way to make it work, then why not? But I currently in my head, I don't see how a signing trade would necessarily happen. So I love Pistons. You're my favorite channel. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Yo, what's up, Joe Polo, aka The Flash? Sorry I missed a lot today working. So is Bagley the only trade the Pistons did? Thank you for that, man. Yes, that's the only trade that we did. We decided not to move Jeremy Grant. Oh, and then I just thought of something else. Back to the Charlotte Hornets thing. Apparently, I don't know if this is true or not, but apparently the Charlotte Hornets have only around $13 million in free agency projected cap space. So if that is true, they have 13 million. The Pistons have 30 million. So that's it's like apples to oranges. They won't be able to match the offer that we throw at Miles Bridges. So we might not even have to do a sign and trade with them. Um, I'm not sure what the Pistons fans crush is with Miles Bridges besides the Sparty connection. The Hornets are more than likely going to give him slightly less than the max Plus he's restricted. Yeah, he is restricted, but if what they say is true, I'd have to verify it. But apparently 13 million or 13 or 14, I forget the specific number that I saw. But if that's true, they won't be able to compete with the offer that we can throw at them. What's up, big dog? You at every stream, man. I appreciate the support, bro. Thank you, man. This is not a Detroit Pistons question, but where do you get your thumbnail from? I make my own thumbnails myself. I draw them digitally. It's wild how Bleacher Report predicted the Bagley trade. Yeah, it is crazy. Let me pull that up actually. A few days ago, if you guys didn't know, Bleacher reports not Bagley, Pistons. I would type faster, but my hands are freezing right now. Is this it right here? Maybe a trade deadline grades. No, that's not it. Bleacher Report. I guess I won't be able to pull it up. Wait, can I? No, I won't be able to pull it up here. But yeah, a few days ago, Bleacher Report, they actually predicted this. They literally said Josh Jackson and Trey Lyles for Bagley straight up. And that's what happened. Essentially, we have to throw in a second round pick, obviously, but essentially that was the deal that happened. Pistons are known for playing two power forwards up front instead of having a traditional only center. I would like us to draft Jaden Ivey. It depends on where we fall in the draft for me. You know, if we're at pick 5, then yeah, you could say Jaden Ivey. But at number 1, I would think it would kind of be a stretch to get him. Get rid of Killian. Nah, bro. I'm not about to. I've been criticizing Killian recently. You know, I've recognized that he's not at the level that I once thought that he could get to. You know, I thought he would be massively improved from last season to this season since he got a chance to recover and work in this offseason. So I have acknowledged that Killian Hayes has been disappointing this season, but get rid of Killian Hayes. Nah, bro. Nah, especially with what they're doing right now with the experiment of him on the bench. It's been solid so far, man. He's been looking more aggressive. He's been looking more confident. You know, if we could get Kelly Olynyk to get going, then we'll have a guy for him to pass the ball to and up his assist total. And now with Marvin Bagley, this is definitely going to up his assist total. So, you know, for the guys out there who are on the get rid of Killian train, I'm just not a fan of that. He's, what is he, 20 years old right now? Let me pull that up. He's either 20 or 21 right now. Like, he's still a very young man. Killian, there he goes. Killian Hayes, right? It said French professional basketball player. That's funny. But look at this. He's still only 20 years old. Think about that. 20 years old. But Killian Hayes and me are basically the same age right now. He's 20, I'm 18. So the fact that, you know, we're so quick to give up on guys young in the NBA is kind of distasteful. You know, I remember how people wanted to give up on Lonzo Ball when he struggled early on his career. Trey Young is another big guy who people gave up on once he was struggling in his career. You know, we give up on guys too often in the NBA. Now, that's not to say that you can't do that occasionally because, you know, sometimes there are warning signs that you should look at and take into account when it comes to a player, and you can make the decision to get rid of a guy like Sekou Numboya, for example, a young guy, but you can still get rid of him. But when it comes to Killian Hayes in particular, I'm not ready to get rid of him. I want them to continue to do what they're doing with the experiment of him off the bench and then eventually working himself back up to the starting lineup if he can play in the starting lineup with Cade and Grant and all of those guys. But if not, then just, you know, have him be a backup of the future for the Pistons. We should send Grant to Brooklyn for those two first rounders they just got from Philly and Claxton. I mean, that's not enough for Grant, man. Excuse me. Let's pull up the Nets roster then since you mentioned them. Nets, because outside of Claxton, you're gonna have to give me a lot more than that. Well, he's not there anymore. They got Ben Simmons now. So Kyrie, they're not giving him. Not KD, Patty Mills, not really interested in him. Blake Griffin, Cam Thomas will be interesting. I like Cam Thomas. Claxton, but nah, bro, they don't have enough. Oh, they run Sharp. Any of you guys remember him? Kay Cunningham's teammate, well, high school teammate. But yeah, go back to here we go. But nah, they don't have enough. Honestly, the Nets, they even with those two first rounders, it won't be enough, man. You think we can pick somebody off waivers? I saw that was it it wasn't Torrey Craig, it was somebody else. It was a two-way wing that I thought was decent that just got put on waivers. I like the Bagley move, but I don't like Bagley. Hope we move on from him too. Wait, 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 what you just say? I like the Bagley move, but I don't like Bagley. Hope we move on. What? How does that make any sense? Huh? What does that mean? Do I have glasses over here? I don't wear glasses, but I got these goofy glasses. No, I don't have them. I would have put those on and then checked to see if I'm reading this right. I like the Bagley move, but I don't like Bagley. Hope we move on from him too. I guess you're saying you like that we basically gave up, so-so players and Trey Lyles and Josh Jackson for Bagley but you don't like, but I don't get it, man. I don't get your comment, Ricky. We need to get Miles Bridges. I hope so, man. We're gonna have a shot at him in this free agency. Love your videos. Thank you for that. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but thank you for that, man. Ali. I think now we have a good young team. All we need to recruit a superstar, and we have the money for it. I don't know if we're necessarily going to go for a superstar, especially with this free agent class, because compared to previous years, it's not really top tier like that necessarily. Let's go to a 2022 NBA free agents. Let me see. So John Wall, Russell Westbrook, Bradley Beal, Kyrie Irving, Zach Levine, like for the most part, there aren't any like superstar guys, as you said. Guys who are going to truly change the long term future of your team. And since there aren't any of those guys there, if it's not a prime LeBron James, if it's not a prime Kawhi Leonard, if it's nothing like that out there, you might as well just go and get solid players. Good players like Jeremy Grant. Go pick up a Jalen Brunson, for example, if they want to go after him. Go get some solid players, some solid pieces. Address the center position. We need to do that truly. You have to address that position and spend money wisely. You don't have to spend it all this free agency. You can do it a few years down the line. So to wrap up the point and get to my man right here, again, thank you for the $5 donation you sent earlier. To wrap up the point, don't go for a superstar because in this free agent class, they don't really have any like that. And then if you are going to spend the money, spend it wisely. But they can go over the cap to sign Miles. They have Rice. I forgot about that. You're right. You're right about that. Oh, that's unfortunate. Hold on, I gotta take. Okay, and we're back. But yeah, it sucks. I forgot about that. The NBA, there's so many like hidden rules in the NBA where like if you go through and you look at all the trades and the contract rules that they have, it literally like it shocks you because I read it a few times and it's shocking how many things they have in there that you would never even think about, man. Um, the Pistons are a true rebuilding team. I just love to see them all playing together. Yeah, well, we're gonna see them tonight against the Memphis Grizzlies, and that game actually starts at 7 o'clock. So, that's we got like 25 more minutes to the game starts. Well, if Kate's nickname is Motorcade, shouldn't Bagley's nickname be Airbag? Okay, you heard it here first. Laugh out loud. Airbag from Marvin Bagley. I don't know if that's necessarily a good nickname because you could kind of turn that into a trolling type thing. Because let's say he airballs a shot, and let's say we're in an opposing team's arena, they could be like airbag, you know. Um, okay, so they can. Okay, so they can retain Bridges. That sucks. That's unfortunate. I forgot about that rule. As I said, the NBA has so many weird contracts and trade restrictions and rules out there. I'll keep Killian, Indian Williams. Yeah, I'm going to keep Killian side as well. Kevin May, on your video, you said you're excited, but you show Bagley bricking practice shots. Rashawn Holmes is better. That's why Bagley got traded. Well, the reason why I showed him bricking practice shots. Well, it's not like he was just bricking them. He made practice shots and he missed practice shots. But I had to include a highlight in the video, so it's not like I was necessarily thinking overly about that. And then you said Rashawn Holmes is better than Marvin Bagley. Okay. And then you said that's why he got traded. That's not the reason why he got traded. The reason why Marvin Bagley got traded is because the Sacramento Kings have no clue how to truly run an organization. They literally just pulled a Stan Van Gundy move. Think about this, right? Tyrese Halliburton, we all know as Pistons fans, especially since he constantly gets compared to Killian Hayes. Tyrese Halliburton has been killing it this year. Okay, he's been playing really well and having a lot of success. But they trade him away for Sabonis because they want to make a playoff push. They just got Lyles, they just got Jackson, two decent role players to help them with the playoff push. They are going for it, and they just rushed a rebuild. It's just like Stan Van Gundy in the past. So the reason Bagley got traded is not because of him. It's not because of Holmes. It's just because the Sacramento Kings are a dysfunctional organization that has no clue how to truly and properly run a team. If the Kings were smart, they would have kept Tyrese Halliburton and let him and De'Aaron Fox continue to develop. I remember a few weeks ago they were talking about trading Fox as well. So the Kings, they blow my mind, man. They have no clue what they're doing, and I like the Sacramento Kings, but I like the team because of what they did in the early 2000s, but I don't know, man. Pistons playing with Killian's head because they want K to handle, not Killian. Killian needs the ball in his hand, and he's not getting that opportunity here. I mean, he's getting it on the bench so far. Ivy over Hayes. JK, I love Killian. I mean, yeah, I would agree with that. I think Ivy, I think he's definitely going to end up being better than Killian Hayes long term, but what we gonna do about this Jeremy Grant thing? Most likely we're going to give him the 4-year, $100 million extension. I mean, there's still a possibility that we trade him at the draft or in free agency, but I could easily see them just giving him the money that he wants. These fake fans kill me with that get rid of somebody, but the minute they blow up somewhere else, Pistons fans are left looking stupid. Yeah. Like I think about Dinwiddie, Chris Middleton, those guys, what's it called? Those guys left us and popped off, and Pistons fans, they get mad and stuff like that. But then if we keep a player like Killian Hayes, they get mad as well and they want to trade him. But if he goes somewhere else and balls out, people get angry. So it's kind of weird with that. But then again, something else that doesn't really get talked about is when the Pistons give up on a player and it actually works out for us. Seiko Noboya has not panned out since he's left the Pistons. Stanley Johnson, another guy, we let him go. He didn't pan out. Svi Mikhailuk. I can keep going on and on, okay? There are guys who we've let go in the past who've blown up and had major success. Chris Middleton making it to the NBA championship. But you also have other guys like Stanley Johnson who never, end up panning out in the end. So it's definitely an interesting conversation that you brought up there, Dre, when it comes to, the whole fan base and how they feel when it comes to a player, they say, oh, get rid of this player, and then seeing what he does after this team, after he leaves our team. Killian has a Tony Parker type growth, and his game can flourish into the same strengths, floater and mid range, not short shot with court vision. Yeah, he could. I definitely do see a little bit of what's it called, Tony Parker in his game. I saw some people also comparing him to Rondo as well. Is Marvin Bagley going to start? Most likely no, but you never really know with the Pistons team. This Pistons team. Chris Middleton, Aaron Aflalo, Spencer, even Brandon Knight before he got hurt, etc. I can keep going. Yep. Let me see. He can't coexist with the number one pick. He can't coexist with the number one draft pick. K is ball dominant like Donovan Mitchell. Killian is a playmaker. Can't make plays if you don't have the ball. Well, right now, what they're doing on the bench, they're giving him the ball and they're allowing him to make plays. We just have to wait for guys like Bagley to come to this Pistons team, and then we have to wait for guys like Kelly Olynyk to get out of the slump that he's in right now. We need a center still. Yeah, we do got to pick that up in this free agency. If we don't address that issue, then next year will be another tanking type season because we can't just have Isaiah Stewart being the only guy out there protecting the rim. Only difference between Russ and Killian is 44 mil. He's young, but he doesn't even show flashes. Really, y'all, even after all of these games and all the success that he's having off the bench, you guys still, aren't giving Killian Hayes some of his props. I mean, I'd agree that I've been disappointed with him this season, but since he's gone to the bench, Killian has been looking good, man. He has. Not true. Killian is better this year than last. He's attacking the rim. He's showing explosiveness. He hasn't even played a full season. Well, the reason why I said that, Kevin, when it comes to, I was speaking statistically wise when I said that he was worse than last year. Like I do agree that like he's looked more confident, aggressive, things like that. But when you look at statistically, last year 6.8, this year 6.4, that's slightly down. His 3-point percentage is about the same. Oh, field goal percentage is up as well. Assist total down, still up. So statistically, it's actually about even. But that's what I was referring to when I initially said that he was more disappointing than last year. Would you sign? Go back to the main one. Would you sign Kyrie in the offseason if he wanted to sign? Uh, Kyrie Irving. I mean, y'all just talked about Kay Cunningham being ball dominant. I mean, Kyrie Irving is another ball dominant guy, and signing him wouldn't propel us like we would maybe make the playoffs, but it wouldn't necessarily propel us to contention like that. So Kyrie Irving, I'm not the I would not be the biggest fan if we ever decide to sign him. If we're gonna go for a superstar, there are other guys out there who are definitely better options than Kyrie, in my opinion. I'm glad we got off the Jackson and Lyles contract to give us even more cap room if we don't want to keep Bagley. Yeah, we're at what 30? We're either at 30 or 31 million. No, it's 31.4 million. I think that's the specific number this offseason right now, projected wise at least. Kind of different question for you, but what are your thoughts on all the times we've seen other teams clowning us during games? Is it just in-game emotions, celebratory stuff, or real disrespect? It's good that you brought that up because I actually have Darius Garland, right? So the Pistons played the Cavs. The Pistons, we defeated them in that game, Kate Cunningham versus Evan Mobley. And after the game, Darius Garland, he basically said that he came into the game expecting to blow the Pistons out, expecting for it to be a cakewalk. So around the league, I would say that the Pistons are not really respected like that. And it is what it is. I'm used to it at this point, when it comes to being a Pistons fan. During our heyday, even back then, the early 2000s or the bad boy Pistons, even when we were at our best, we still didn't get that much love and respect from other teams and the mainstream media. So right now, at this point, I'm kind of getting used to, especially with me being young, I just got to get used to the Pistons not really being respected out there. Oh, and we actually have like 4 or 5 minutes to the game start. So I guess I'm gonna watch it with you guys, or at least part of the game. Let me pull it up on my phone. Crack streams. Yes, I watch the games illegally. Okay, I watch them illegally. Let me pull this up. Well, not always. I'll be watching it on NBA League Pass sometimes. Pistons versus Grizzlies. I'm gonna play the audio for you guys here and there so that you can know what point I'm at in the game. Bam, 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 bam. Sorry, guys, gotta get this up so I don't miss the game. Okay. Oh, and they're on commercial break right now. Usually the games don't really start to like. Oh, let me turn that down. Hey, look at my guy. Look at our guy, Sadiq Bey. Let me take that off the screen before I get copyrighted. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna watch the game with y'all. And Killian was our best 3-point shooter earlier in the year. Yeah, I made a video on that on my backup channel on speaking on the improvement from Killian from shooting from the 3-point land. But it's slightly going down since then. Now in the draft, we need to get Jalen Duren. He has been working with She and Penny. It depends. It depends on where we fall in the draft, man. If we get number 1 or number 2, no. But if we're at 3 or 4, then I'd consider it. I'd take Killian's unknown potential as a backup instead of Kojo. Kojo been taking enough playing time when his potential is tapped out already. I do agree with you, but with the current way that they have it right now, until Killian is ready to get back into the starting role, we just have to continue to roll with Corey Joseph. I don't watch the Pistons unless Kate play. Uh, I don't blame you for that, man. I mean, this Pistons team, especially with the last game that we played against the Dallas Mavericks, we got destroyed in that game. It was very tough for me to watch. So, I definitely don't blame you for that, man. This injury is hurting K's Rookie of the Year case. It is, and then especially with Jalen, not Jalen, Scotty, Evan. These guys they're going to continue to be consistent for the most part. So it's definitely going to continue to be a battle for him for K. Pistons without K is hard to watch. Yeah, that Dallas game killed me last time. What was the final score actually? Um, Let me see. Pistons. What was the final score of that Dallas game? Few more. 186. I mean, I said 186. 86 to 116. That Dallas game killed me, man. Look at the statistics. Not pretty basketball. Corey Joseph, 3 points. Killian Hayes, 6. Yeah. This was a tough one to watch, definitely. But at least we got to see Jalen Brunson. If Casey moves to the front office, I would love to see David. I said David. David McClure get the Pistons job. He's credited with the development of Dillon Brooks, either McClure or Rex Kellerman. So basically, what you're talking about is kind of a situation that happened in Boston where they had Brad Stevens as like the head coach, but then they brought him into like a front office type, management role. But I don't think that's going to happen, especially since we extended him recently. In free agency, let me see. Got a notification. Oh, that's hockey news. Never mind. In free agency, we should bring in seasoned vets who know how to play around star and allow our top picks to grow into the star roles, much like the Grizzlies, Golden State Warriors, and Tim Duncan Spurs did. Yeah, that's a great point there, Malvin. Marvin. I don't know why. My stuttering when it comes to live streams is crazy, man. But I agree with you, Marvin. Is Sacramento Kings GM Joe Dumars? No, I forget his name. I don't think it's Joe Dumars. I think it's somebody else. Kings GM. Because I saw something earlier that talked about I think it's him. It's talking about somebody is in the organization with the Kings is so obsessed with making it to the playoffs. Like he doesn't want his name being mentioned with the Kings not being excuse me, with the Kings not being a playoff team. And like he has an obsession with that, whoever that guy is in the organization. What are your thoughts on Bay's main position? I get playing him at the forward position on small ball lineups, but feel he should be our shooting guard. Size is comparable to Clay and skill potential is there. Well, if we were to get Bay at the shooting guard position, we would have Cade at the 1, Bay at the 2, Grant at the 3, which would be Grant's natural position. I don't think he's naturally a 4 like that. Let me think. Okay, so we have Bay, Grant. 4 would be Bagley, and Stewart would be 5. I think that's the lineup that will be. Hold up, before I get back to the comments, let me play this audio for y'all. Special K himself, Gregory Kelser. Y'all see him? The GOAT himself, George Blaha. And actually, hold up, since I got people in here, give me a second. I'm about to go get. Just wait. All right, you know what I'm saying? Had to go get the Charlie Villanueva, you feel me? Bobblehead. That's number 1. And then number 2 right here, George Blaha bobblehead. I should do a video on my whole like Pistons collection because I have a whole bunch of Pistons merchandise and gear and playoff towels. What's it called? Signed autographs from former Pistons players. Like I got a whole bunch of stuff that I could show you guys. That rapper Sada Baby always hitting on Killian. Yeah, I saw that video. I was gonna make one on it, but since all this news came out, I didn't get a chance to. What do you think Jeremy Grant trade value is? Did you say the first they got from Philly and Claxton from Brooklyn wouldn't be enough? Yeah, Claxton and first round picks is not enough for what's it called Jeremy Grant, I don't believe. But what do I think Grant's value is? I would say a young player with high upside and a first round pick. And I know that you would say that that's Nicholas Claxton, but Claxton, I don't really like. He's a solid player, but I don't see too much high upside with him in particular. If it was like Mo Bamba and like one or two first round picks, then I will probably be down for that. But Claxton and first rounders from Brooklyn, not necessarily, man. I'm a real fan, homie. I bet you are. LeBron All Star. Uh, I'm just making sure I keep track of all the news. Keep up the good work, Joe. Thank you, Lorenzo Aguri. I don't. I'm not gonna mess up your last name, but thank you, Lorenzo. I appreciate that. Bagley won't start just because of his contract issues for his next contract. Pistons will treat Jeremy Grant the same way they did with Luke Kennard draft day. Let me see. Killian really was a second round pick. You mean like what he turned out to be? And actually, let's go back and see. What draft was that? 2020, right? 2020 NBA draft results. We could just again take a look at all of the guys taken after him. Let's see, where is he at? Killian Hayes. All right, it always blows my mind when I see this. Killian Hayes, right? As much as I support him, defend him, all of that stuff, it does truly blow my mind to see all of the guys taken after him basically turning out to be better than him. Like Obi Toppin, Denny Abdiha, Jalen Smith, Vasil Halliburton, Cole Anthony, Tyrese Maxey, RJ Hampton, Desmond Bain. Like, I love Killian, I do, but seeing Desmond Bain at 30, seeing Emmanuel quickly there, like Tyrese Maxey, that's tough, man. That really is, bro. They're right now they're singing the national anthem for any guys watching the game. And the only reason I bring up a sign and trade for Bridges is because Charlotte has traditionally been a franchise that doesn't like to go over the cap. With a sign and trade, at least they don't lose him for nothing. That is true. When it comes to signing trades, that's typically why teams tend to do it. They don't want to just lose a guy and have him go somewhere else and sign with the team. They want to get some value back with him. Pound the pavement. What up though? Thank you for the $5 donation, man. I was talking with you earlier. I think on my Jeremy Grant video. So I appreciate the $5 donation and the consistent support from you, man. People forget Killian was a high pick based from his potential and was said to be some years away from reaching his potential. That is true, man. The Pistons, I know this is going to be hard to hear, but the Pistons knew at number 7 when they were drafting Killian Hayes, they knew that we were getting a project player. I know that that's hard for some people to hear, but it is what it is, man. Troy Weaver in his first year here, he was looking at it like this. Okay, I can get a Halliburton who's going to come in and be good immediately. I can get an Obi Toppin. I can get any one of these guys. Or I could take Killian Hayes and tank for like 1, 2, 3 years and come back after that. Hopefully by then Killian will be as good as the rest of the guys are. So that's what I think Troy Weaver, that's what I think his plan was when it came to getting Killian Hayes and accepting him being a project player at 7th overall. We have never got the respect we deserve yet. Go back to the Bad Boy Pistons. Even the era before that, from my knowledge about them, the Pistons were a bad team back then. The go to work Pistons, especially with us beating the Lakers, we never get our respect, man. And again, thank you for the $5 donation. Pound of pavement. Hopefully, I could buy a new microphone or buy some more, merchandise, Charlie Villanueva style. Let me see. Jaren Jackson Jr. Still waiting on the game, man. Still waiting on the game to start. Jaren Jackson, he's actually averaging 16, 6, and 2. Good for him. Michigan State guy. Stream East is clutch too. Oh yeah, Stream East is fire, but mainly for me, I ain't never had no issues with crack streams. So typically 9 times out of 10, if I'm not home or if I just don't feel like pulling it up on my TV, I'll watch games on crack streams for the most part. Cade playing tonight? No, he's listed out again. We got the respect from the other teams, just not the media. The teams knew what time it was. I mean, technically that is true, but I think they may have respected us, but they hated us. Michael Jordan Does Michael Jordan respect the Pistons? I don't know. Maybe he does. I don't know. Cade out. Yeah, he's not playing tonight. Let me play that. I think they're doing the announcements. Okay, they're doing the announcements right now. Corey Joseph, the first man announced as starting point guard. Game time. Go Pistons. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Nate Lapointe. Pistons on the right path. Bagley fits in perfectly. My concern is actually Coach Casey. Don't know if he can take us to the next level. That's what I always thought when it came to Dwayne Casey. I thought he would be like the bridge coach to get us to a good level, but not necessarily a championship level. Similar to the Golden State Warriors, you have Mark Jackson who built the team up, but then you have Steve Kerr come in and get them the championship level. So that may be what happens eventually in Detroit with the Pistons, but unfortunately, I don't ever see in the near future at least Troy Weaver moving on from Casey. Bro, do you have any idea what Marvin Bagley III will do for Killian and Kate's live game? It is crazy, man. It's about to be live city all day. And then, as I said over and over and over again, this whole stream, if we can get Kelly Olynyk to get out of this funk, man, it is gonna be fire, man. The lob threats, the passes, it's gonna be beautiful, bro. Chauncey, Darius Nash, Tony Parker all struggled with their first couple years. Give Killian time to raise, folks. He's playing the toughest position in the league right now. It takes time to adjust. Yeah, he's only 20 years old. He's like 2 years older than me. It's crazy. I see lots of comments about Bagley's defense. Think that's legit? And if so, is it fixable? I mean, it's always fixable to teach a guy how to play defense. But yes, it is true. Marvin Bagley is not necessarily the greatest defender out there. I'll do a full breakdown video so I could, show you guys what I'm talking about and get into the film as well. Bagley on defense, it's not what you bring him in for. You bring him in for, the offense and the rebounding for the most part. Can't wait to see Bagley and Cunningham together. Bagley only played 22 minutes a game, averaging 9 points and 7 rebounds. Okay, but the starting lineup tonight: Corey Joseph, Diallo, Bay, Grant, and Stewart. So that's the lineup for the game against the Memphis Grizzlies. Let me see. Can't wait to see Bagley and Cunningham together. Bagley only played 22 minutes. Oh, I already read that one. Okay. I still see K winning the Rookie of the Year, but I definitely feel in this 3-year stretch, it's going to be the best years to be a Pistons fan. Thank God we're not the Kings. Thank God we're not the Kings, man. Sacramento, as I said, they are the definition of dysfunctional. Well, we were actually we kind of were like the Sacramento Kings at one point when we had Stan Van Gundy. We rushed moves, we rushed trades, we forced players into positions that they didn't need to be in. But it's a different era now, man. And the game has officially begun. Tip off has started. So I'm gonna be reading the chat, but I'm also like, if you wonder why I'm looking in this direction, it's because the game is right there. So I'm gonna be talking with y'all and watching the game, and giving a little bit of commentary here and there. We played against Memphis. Oh my God, job about to murder us. Let's see. Jaren Jackson is matched up with Diallo right now. What are they doing? Y'all think we're gonna get blown out in this game? We probably are. Joe Dumars is chief strategy officer of the Sacramento Kings. Okay, but he's not their general manager. It was the other guy who I put up on the screen. He is 22 years old. Pistons have a open roster spot. Oh, talked about that already. Let's see. Steven Adams. Oh, the battle between Steven Adams and Isaiah Stewart. That's always fun to watch. And we get to see Desmond Bain, a guy who we could have taken in the draft. Let's see. Grant with the ball. I guarantee you this is about to be an ISO play. Let's see. We have Sadiq Bey currently backing down. I think that's I can't see. It's too far from my screen, but he missed it. Let's see. The biggest mistake was rushing him into the starting lineup. Got folks raised what they thought he'd do. Well, when it came to Killian Hayes and him playing in the starting lineup, it was initially because of Derrick Rose. Because Derrick Rose, he kind of was like accepting, and he kind of wanted that to happen. He like wanted Killian to be more successful. He wanted Killian to be like, prepared to play in the NBA. And he thought, well, not just him, but Troy Weaver as well, I'm pretty sure, thought it would be best for him to be in the starting role. So it started with Derrick Rose. And then coming into this season, what would you have wanted? Would you have preferred Corey Joseph to be in the starting position, or would you prefer Killian Hayes? Grant, Isaiah Stewart, watch he missed this. Oh, Stewart actually hit a mid-range shot. That's crazy, man. He usually always misses his mid-ranges and what's it called? 3-pointers. Oh shoot. Steven Adams. But since the game just started, man, I'm about to quickly go through the chats and then get up out of here because I want to be able to, truly sit back and enjoy this game. Does anyone know when he'll make his debut? Probably on the game against who did I say? On Monday. I forget the team, but on Monday. I think it's Washington. How do we only have 12 wins? Terrible because we didn't get a center in free agency, and then K was injured for most of the season. But who do you think we draft? I would probably say, well, I don't even know right now because we got Marvin Bagley, and that kind of changes things. And then we also have to see what we're gonna do for the remainder of the season with Grant. Let's see, Grant, is he gonna hit that? No. But thank you all for watching the stream. I'm about to get up out of here. This is the last comment I'm gonna read. Morant is about to give us a spanking like a bad stepchild, and Joe just said spanking on his live stream. Desmond Bain just scored on us as well. But I'm about to get up out of here. I'm about to sit back and enjoy this game. Thank you all for tuning in. We got Marvin Bagley. We kept Jeremy Grant. I'm going to keep putting out consistent Pistons content. And the future is bright, man. I know with us only having 12 wins, it could be rough, especially, getting blown out by the Dallas Mavericks in the last game. But, keep hope alive. Continue to look for the positive things where you can. Killian Hayes off the bench, for example, in that Dallas game we got blown out, but he did look confident and more aggressive. So, just try to find the bright spots that you can here and there. So that's basically everything, man. I will see you guys in my next video, in my next live stream. So